Roosevelt Woods, Jr., better known as Rip, was born August 15, 1933, in Idabel, Oklahoma, to the late Roosevelt Sr. and Nanny Woods.
I know that I went over to my grandma, came back, and there was the little baby boy. We got here to Phoenix, and of course, from a small place like that, we just managed. A friend of ours from Oklahoma, who was that? I don't remember. Anyway, took us in and let us spend the night there. And we found a place the next day here in the city and tried to manage. He got some coupons out of the paper for beginning drawing. And so he got that material and read over, went over it, and whatever. And anyway, I got a hold to it and threw it away because he didn't say too much more about it. But anyway, I threw it away. And we had it about it. Oh, why you threw? Well, when he really got in depth, I think was in high school under Mr. Grimsby. He's very dear art teacher. I think he just fell in love with it. He just.
I've had some remarkable students, some of whom I would rather learn from. I guess the one that stands out most is Rip Woods. When I called out the roll, his name was Roosevelt Woods. He said, "No, call me Rip," from the very beginning. And he taught me a lot about teaching. In fact, my students taught me to teach.
Told a lot of people this in the past, that I had good instructors, a lot of good help in graduate school, but the most important and the person I learned the most from in graduate school was Rip Woods, without a doubt, and I never had a class with him.
When you would sit down and have any length of time with him, you would begin to understand that this was a very smart man, and also a very socially conscious man.
He was the person everyone in the room looked to for guidance and for his point of view and perspective.
Everything. Fantastic. Wonderful. Amazing. Engaging. All around. Wonderful. Down to earth. Very intelligent. Very wise.
In drawing, was it a conscious or subconscious?
No. Totally subconscious. That's why it's working is difficult, because it's a matter going through other kinds of calisthenics. But at some point, that's when the subconscious flows. Mm-hmm. That's when it becomes recognizable.
His ability to talk about art and make you think more about what you're doing, and rather than just the process of mixing paint and putting it on the canvas.
This was the core thing about Rip, was he wanted you to be the best artist you could be, not convince you of something, not change you, not teach you dogma, nothing like that.
The mark of a master artist is when the work is so simplistic looking, it's deceptively simple, and anyone thinks that they can do that. And that's, to me, when you've reached the point of mastery in your work, because to be able to work like a child, but intentionally, is the mark of a master artist.
My work represents a wide array of personal choices, all of which are attitudes by their own definitions. I do not know what they mean, but I know where they come from. They speak in part of being black in America, and particularly in art, where opportunities for inclusion in the mainstream are limited and somewhat polarized. I've tried to address these issues with both humor and guilt. While my images are generally satirical, some may find them offensive. By the way, I'm having fun.
We've had a great sense of humor. I can't emphasize that enough. When I think about Rip, I hear his voice. He had a wonderful, deep, resonant voice. He had a great laugh. He had a way of telling a story.
Fun guy. I mean, he likes to tell a good story. He liked to hear a good story. I think he had a balanced life in the sense that, you know, he was good at what he did, but he also liked to have a good time. He liked to, you know, have fun and interact with people.
I think one of the biggest benefits that happened through our life with him was that how close all of the friends that grew up together, all of the guys that grew up together here in Phoenix, went to school together, and I've never seen men have a friendship and a closeness the way they did.
And that great song, Family Affair, where he says, nobody wants to be left out. Rip Woods never left anybody out, man. Everybody was included.
Brought up that Rip was really generous. He is one of the most generous people I'd ever met. He would give and give and give and share. And there was one time period when my pickup was broken down and the clutch had gone out, and I'd collected the parts, but I hadn't had a chance to install it. And he and another friend came over and put a new clutch in my truck one day when I was at work. That was really, really something.
The heart of Rip is an artist, but he was always somebody that you learn from by example, for sure.
And I think about a man that was able to take a blemish in society and turn it into a positive. I say these things not to perpetuate hurt or pain or hatred, because it's not about hatred. Rip wasn't about hatred. But so that you will understand the man and understand some of the work that you see surrounding the man. I love Rip.
It's perfect.
He had a studio out there, and I was fortunate enough to go out there with him to the studio, checked it out. It was kind of a studio slash man cave. You know, he used it to host his friends, and I think he had a good time out there.
I can remember, you know, going to his studio and just being completely inspired. He was, out of the whole group, I think Rip, Eugene Grigsby, Robert Colescott, and maybe one or two others gave me most inspiration. And Rip really inspired me because he just was a workaholic. He worked all the time. and his work was being shown all over the planet, and I just thought, my God, this man, you know, if nobody could be more inspiring than Rip, it had to be, you know, I felt very blessed to be here and to be associated with him.
This is the water globe that Neiman Marcus made and it is a copy of what it was of Rip's artwork that was on their Christmas catalog. And it's been in my home all these years, and I've had it in the living room.
He's in our Christmas cards. And so the children have them on the wall. They have all of the Christmas cards and plaques and frames and put them on the wall. Sure did. Yeah.
I treasure all of them, but the one I treasure the most was the last one. And this is the last card. And he wrote on this, "This is my last card." I hope you have enjoyed them as much as I have enjoyed making them. Best wishes for the new year, Wanda and Rip. And I remember crying because I knew it was his last card. And it was just shortly after that when he passed away.
Was a fantastic individual in person.
Rip and I were friends for over 20 years.
One thing I want to say about Rip is he was a great friend.
Rip was my friend, and he was a wonderful man.
And, I really enjoyed him quite a bit as a friend later in life. And
I feel honored to have spent time with Rip.
When he spoke, I listened. One of the great things for me was that when I spoke, he listened, you know.
There was no middle ground for me and Rip. And I think that just meant we loved each other.
So I am very appreciative for the bond I had with Rip all of these years.
He was such a genuine person. Genuine person, certainly.
You know, for most of us, we live our lives, you know, we go on, pass away, we're remembered by our friends and family for, you know, a generation or two. And then, you know, that's it. But for someone who is creative in the sense that Rip was, and who's able to, you know, come, you know, present to the world these wonderful ideas in the form of his paintings, that lives on forever.
Rip Woods has reminded us all what it means to truly live. His life has been extended through his marvelous, mystical, and mesmerizing works. He has captured our joys, pains, and laughs. Our existence is forever justified. To the man, the artist, and the teacher, we say thank you.